Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. Aizzeyi hudur, Esselamu aleyküm ve rahmetullahi ve berekatuhu. والآن في الجلسة الرابعة يسرني أن أدعو المدرب الدولي والمقيم لدى مجلس الجودة في تعليم العالي يوكاك الأستاذ البروفيسور أحمد أوناي ليقوم بتقديم المنيا السادس تحت عنوان الهيئة التدريسية والمعيار السابع تحت عنوان البنية التحتية والدعم المؤسسي والموارد المالية والمعمار الثامن تحت عنوان الهيكلة الإدارية ومراحل اتخاذ القرار وذلك باللغة الإنجليزية فليتفضل مشكورا.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. Dear ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I'd like to say very welcome here. Nice to see you here and hope to continue our collaboration over all the world together and extending our family. So, now I would like to tell something about the criteria as a whole, because as a head of the board of criteria working group, I would like to tell the general standards. First of all, objectives of the program and program outcomes, students, curriculum, student-centered learning, teaching and evaluation. This is the fashion, student-centered teaching, learning, something like this. But what say, what differs? See, teaching stuff, I'm going to talk about it, and infrastructure, institutional support and financial resources, and also administrative structure and decision-making process, and continuous improvement, and also specific criteria of the program. So I'm going to talk about 6, 7, and 8 criteria. So, what's this? Criteria 6, teaching staff. The teaching staff should have both sufficient academic level and number, and meet the needs of the program. They should ensure the effective maintenance, evaluation, and development of the program. They should effectively maintain relations to the field stakeholders, professionals, and civil organizations. I have to say something about field stakeholders. There's a Ilahiyat faculty or theology faculty in a city, but nobody knows their lecturers, their teachers. They never go, they never seen at mosque, they never deliver khutbah or waz or something like this. They should be there and then interact, community, everywhere. This is quite important for accreditation. Just only staff come here and then deliver, go up to lectures, that's it. This is not our objective. This is quite important, I think. And also some civil organizations related to religion or non-religion or some other areas. There should be, they should interact those third parties as well. Yeah. And also, in addition to conducting teaching programs, lecturers should actively participate in academic research, student counseling and guidance service, and some volunteer works for the university and religious services for the society. So, it is also quite important here, religious services here. Because we are Islamic Studies accreditation agencies or Islamic Science accreditation agencies. This is quite important. And the other thing also, in some universities, most of their time they spend for only just teaching undergraduates. For example, in our country, many theology and religious studies faculties spend most of their time for teaching activities like high school. But many of research universities, for example in Western theology departments and religious studies departments, about 40% of their time they devote for field work, research, and maybe another 40% or 30% for postgraduate academic research activities. Only 20% or 15% for postgraduate education. I think this is the ultimate goal, ultimate purpose. But now, many undergraduate students just spend your time for teaching. This is necessary. Yes, this is necessary as well. But lecturers should spend more time for research and field work, something like this.
What about the photo?
Pardon?
This is
What about the photo?
a quality teacher. A quality teacher.
I don't get it.
You know, this is the establishment, and this is the psyche, and this is the understanding. We can't change, just make them like this, or just one discourse. It takes time. This is the intention, and this is the, understanding maybe. So, when we go again, there should be relevant appointment and promotion methods for academics, and they must be implemented. This is very good in writing and listening. Yeah. If I say here, there's a university (20) professor, 15 associated professor, say 26
Assistant.
doctor or lecturer. Hadith. 8 professor in Hadith. 7 associate professor. Here, and 11 of them here. Uh, 20? 21. Okay. What about this one? 61? Something like this. Okay. You are evaluator and you visit Theology and Religious Studies department. What do you think? How do you evaluate this faculty? This is the actual case. What do you think?
There is shortage in the staff. There is a shortage in the staff.
Depends on.
This is 40 years old university
And that one.
department.
This,
that's one?
This depends on the number of students, the number of the programs, number of the courses. If we just look to the number, right?
And the rest of the staff spread on tafsir, fiqh, aqaid, religious education, sociology of religion, psychology of religion, the rest for them. But, 40 for other,
In the other,
21 for hadith. What do you think?
personally, I
How do you
agree
evaluate?
because I'm a hadith specialist.
Too
Personally, I agree.
Unbalanced.
many,
unbalanced.
too many, unbalanced.
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 So what do you say?
This is
Good, bad? What do you say?
hadith dominated college.
لا لا هذا عادي. This is normal.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's okay.
I totally
It should
agree.
be like this everywhere.
The dean should be a hadith
Yeah.
specialized.
Yeah, it is very apparent hadith dominated here. But how we evaluate this faculty, or what we are going to say for this faculty?
On the reports, you mean?
Sorry?
How
On the
can we
report?
say this situation on the report, you mean?
Yes. How do you report? What is your advice to this faculty? What will you advise for this faculty?
The usage must increase the number of persons in the areas.
Okay.
Or decrease the numbers of professors in hadith.
Have you-
They're still working in university.
There are other factors. Other factors mandated to be factored. Number of students, number of programs, what are the...
Their mission, their goals,
They have-
their
Yeah,
objectives.
I cannot judge them.
You can't say anything without see the
other
objective, the goals, the mission,
Yeah.
for them.
I think this is the answer.
Yes.
This is the answer. When we start today, Mr. President particularly point out this issue. So, we can't say anything looking at here before. What's the mission and purpose? What's the mission of this faculty and purpose of faculty? When you go to visit the faculties, they always say, well, yes, we want to be foremost over all the world, and then, exemplify for other faculties, other something. Waffle sentences, no meaning. That's it, very fashionable sentences. When you go digging in, you find nothing. Right. So, we have to ask three things. What?
How?
I mean, definition. Define your faculty. Merits and limits. I mean, your definition should include all members and exclude non-members. What is your faculty? How do you define your faculty? If you say, yes, hadith dominate, we are going to specialize on hadith on this region, on overall the world, whatsoever. So, can you recommend them decrease this number?
No.
No.
Can you say something else? Okay. And also, why? Why? Why hadith? Is there any gap? You are planning to fill this gap? Something missing? You have to fill this missing thing? Why important? And what is your objectives, goals and purpose?
It's in what, not in why, right?
Sorry?
It's in what, not what's your purpose. It's in what or in why?
This is the, I mean, first of all, we are going to define your job, your method first. And then why? Why do you need it? Why do you make it? What's the benefit of this? I mean, yes, you increase, you say, hadith dominates faculty. What's the benefit? So, explain us the
About your
importance of
Having.
this way. Third one, also, how? How? Okay? First of all, yes, I want to be hadith dominate, exemplify for the region or whatsoever. You need some resources. How many resources? Yeah, financial
resources.
financial resource, and also the main thing is we always missing, and then we always deny time resource. You are planning something, but takes very, very long time. Who will see it? It should be feasible. Feasible. Time resource, something like that. And also steps. Which steps you are following? Steps. And also methods. Which methods are you going to use? Yes, you are planning, you say, 20 professors in Hadith. Where is it? Where they are? You don't have any professor in Hadith. Maybe you need some time. So, if you answer these three things, you should ask these three questions. If you get sufficient information, okay, say, no problem. Or maybe you need more academic stuff here. Right. This is very tricky thing. There should be a relevant appointment and promotion methods for academics, and they must be implemented. Oh, very good. It is very nice, sounds very nice sentence. Rector says, okay, this guy is very good, I know. very good, very sensitive issues, unarticulated. Take this your department, please. Yeah, he is very good guy, or she is very good lady. What can you say? How will you deal with this problem? This is always we are facing, always. How? If you have written documents, standards, and if it is all clear here, your standards should talk between you and your rector or your administrative board. Okay. So, necessary qualifications should be sought in individuals who will support teaching services from the external resources. Sometimes, yes, really, we need someone to support us, particularly Qiraat al-Quran. Very good delivery, Femi Muhsin. Yeah. So, but there is no education or there is no something. But we should write everything, document everything in detail. If you find, that's it. The program should have definite in-service training process for lecturers. Also lecturers, new lecturers or old lecturers. There should be in-service training program. Sometimes go to university, say, do you have in-service training process program? They say, yes, for new lecturers, new staff, we apply this program. What about the old one? Oh, they are teachers, they are, stars. Okay, very good. They don't need, they only give lectures to someone else. Yes, this is very, respect and some other thing. Yes, okay, this is okay. But when you look at evaluating process, every day, changing evaluation techniques. What sort of technique you apply? They should know it. And also, some statistical techniques, some other things in his or her area or administrative area. So, in-service training process for every academic staff. Okay. Criteria 7, infrastructure, institutional support, and financial resources. You can ask any questions if you need, just in time or maybe end of my speech, whatever you want. You feel free, please. Yeah. I get this picture from pupils from Laos. Laos, yeah. Yeah, it is, I found it very good, just sit there and, the back side of the classroom is open to garden. So, very natural.
Not open to garden because you have a poor country,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah. In order to achieve learning objectives and program outcomes, classes, libraries, laboratories, workshops, and all necessary equipment should be sufficient. So we consider and we evaluate these aspects. Computer and IT infrastructures should be designed to support the learning objectives of the program. Sometimes they say learning or teaching. It is a bit tricky word, learning or teaching. If we say learning objectives, student-centered. If we say teaching objective, so lecture-centered. So, okay, wait, and then listen. If you say learning, what do you want? How? So we use learning objectives of the program. Because the ultimate goal of the program is learning. Yeah. The other one is there should be an appropriate infrastructure that meets the social and cultural needs of the students outside the lectures and fields and supports their professional development and keeps student-teacher relations alive. Now, we found the students, undergraduate, we are talking about undergraduates. Undergraduate students we found, okay, this is your classroom, study here, this is restaurant or canteen, eat here, this is mosque, pray here, and this is dormitory, sleep there. That's it. So, this is not like a machine. Here. They need sports. They need walking. They need something, socialization or some other things. We should think about these other areas as well. Life is not learning and teaching. It also includes something else. Yes. Anyway. And the other thing, necessary security infrastructure measures should be taken in the students' learning and daily living environments. This is also very important. When you visit departments, you ask these kind of things. They say, oh yes, everything is okay. Okay, have a look. Fire extinguish tube, empty. What's the 5 steps? All locked, not open. This is very important. We have to think about this kind of thing. Necessary infrastructure measures should have been taken for disabled. I can give an example from myself. Last year, there was nothing. But this year, I have a pain on my right leg, can't walk. So I really need sometimes for disabled facilities. Okay, this is very good. Sometimes you don't have to wait on the queue on the toilets. You go locked in my department. Really? And then I go disabled ramp. When you ask, yes, we have disabled ramp. May I have a look? You look here. You really can't work on it as a very, healthy person. Yeah, it should be some percent.
Climb.
Really climbing.
At least it's there.
So,
We can jump.
yes. Disabled person should jump. But when you look at on the paper, everywhere is very good. And also when you ask, where is your disabled run? Here, they show us. Everything should be feasible. Yeah, this is. And also deaf student, deaf person. There are many students blind, memorize Quran and graduate theology and religious studies, but we don't have, or maybe very, very rare, deaf person. I carried out a field work about that deaf person in Turkey. I discovered that most of them are atheists. They don't believe anything. And I said, yes, it is our problem. Nobody tell them about Allah. Life after death, nothing. They really don't know anything about religion. They just see it like this, that's it. When you talk in, pointing language, they say nothing, they don't know, they know nothing about religion, Islam, or whatsoever. How they pray, how they recite Quran, like this, how they pray. If they make like this, Jahir Qira'at. When they just think Qira'at Khafif. Really completely different world. Disabled. Do we have any measures? No?
So as a accreditation agency, what do you do with these, in regard to these measures? You have these standards for disabled people?
It is also, we always say, okay, we are talking here infrastructure rather than teaching or learning. Here, I mean, yes, we have to take into account disables like this, not only blind, but also deaf.
I mean, I'm asking about the measures, the standard.
Criteria, as a criteria. What?
Yeah, you as an accreditation agency, do you have these standard measures for disabled people in regard to the infrastructure?
Not in detail.
No.
Not in detail. No.
So what do you do? I mean, what do you do when you visit an organization that you need to be needs to be accredited? What do you do with regard to these measures?
You are asking.
Question for future.
There's a story in our culture. We said, I'm going to Hajj pilgrimage this year. We made bread from wheat. And I said to Korn, can you please take part of my place after, when I go and come back? He said, okay, I can. When he was going, when we going, Korn shouted him, okay, would you like me to be Halawiya also? And I said, okay, just be bread, and then think after that, Halawiya, sweet, something like this. You know, we are talking about infrastructure for physical disabled. We never think about blind or deaf people, but we have to think about this, yes. It depends on the percentage, and also it depends on your country's general policies as well, how they support them. But we have to consider every aspect of disabled. Because in Turkey as well, about 8% of people disabled. First degree disabled. Maybe in many countries, more or less the same percentage.
So
I
don't you
may
think
clarify the question. I mean, if you visit a college, for example,
Yeah.
and you asked about the disabled rank, for
Yeah.
example. How do you check whether the inclination is according to the standard? Are you going to measure these clients? What do you do as an agency?
All right. Okay.
About accreditation.
No, I'm not expert about the measuring the RAM. But when I see it, if I'm suspicious about it, so technical person, I ask a report from technical person. If I see, I mean, because we are also understand something. I'm looking at, you are very healthy. I don't need you, please bring me the health report from doctor.
But you don't require, you don't ask for a technical report,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I mean, among your process, are you going to ask for technical reports with regard to the sufficiency of the
Yeah.
disabled people?
Yeah.
Sometimes we ask
Yes.
the students, I was in a thing like this, we ask the disabled students how they move, how is it easy for
But
them?
this is the
Yeah.
other solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the other way. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is maybe more practical.
yeah,
Can you use this? They say no.
yeah. So they say yes.
This is
it's
also the
student.
other
They say no,
way.
it's not student.
Yeah. Good.
Don't you
Good
think that
contribution. Thank you.
there are certain degrees of disabilities?
Sorry.
Don't you think that there are certain degrees of disabilities? You talked about deaf people, for example.
Yeah.
How can a college in normal teaching environment address the need of a deaf people? Don't you think that these persons' needs should be addressed by the whole society, by the state? They should offer them educational programs out of the normal program offered by the colleges and
Yeah.
universities.
Okay, I understand. As I know from my past experience, that person always separate classroom rather than in general. Blind is okay, they can attend normal class, but that person generally goes different class or an interpreter unit.
Extra support.
Yeah, translator, pointing language. Right. The university's administrative support, constructive leadership, financial resources, and the strategy followed in the distribution of these resources should be ensure the quality and sustainability of the program. Yeah, this is the understanding, and also this is the how your communication between department and the boss, I mean rector or higher president. So, but it should ensure, yes, this resource and you can achieve your purposes and objectives with these resources. Resources should be sufficient to develop and support the qualifications of the teaching staff. Resources should also have sufficient qualifications to keep the existing qualified teaching staff, increase the rate of preference and create demand, and ensure the continuation of academic development. Faculty or rectorate, it depends on how designed in your country or in your university. You want to attend a program, you need some support from your department or from the head of the university. They say, no, no, no. After that, they say, okay, what we are doing, and then we are supporting teaching or some other activities. University always, or department always, should support these kind of qualifications of the teaching staff. It is, depends on your department. For example, I'm coming here, no support from my department, my university. When you go and ask them, they say, oh yes, we are supporting so many things, qualification or some other thing. Maybe this is because of the policy or whatsoever.